Keep your knees between your legs, folks, and don't let your meat loaf. Get ready for a brand new episode of The Peter G. Show.
Hey, everybody. Thanks once again for tuning in.
I think the populace is kind of tired of hearing your voice right in the beginning.
Well, you know what? I've heard you, but you end up doing this friggin' Mr. Rogers thing. Hi, how you doing?
I do not.
Baloney.
When do I ever do
wait.
that?
Let's make believe we're starting over again. Ready? And action.
Hello, Peter.
Hello, Jim. Let's try again. No. Let's do it again. Okay, ready? And no. Now this time do it good.
Okay.
And not to hello, Peter. Well, you're talking to the crowd. Sorry, we got to get this right, and so we're practicing live. Ready? And action.
How's it going?
Hey, everybody. Want to thank everybody for coming out to the Jim and Peter show.
Did you hear that? I just said.
I heard you.
What's up?
You'll never.
I'm trying to be
find-
cool today, man. You know,
Hey.
I got the cool thing.
I'm strolling down the
man.
boulevard.
Yeah.
Gotta go
No, you
check
can't
out-
be cool because I'm being cool.
Hey, you can be. You're like cool.
You're like a country singer or something
yeah.
up there.
Y'all. Hey, y'all.
How is your day, sir?
Y'all want to see the Jim Peter show?
Absolutely.
I heard that.
That's some fun.
All right. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. I'm Peter G. This is my buddy Jimmy. And today's another day.
It is.
And today is a really good day. I went shopping the other day, and I bought you something.
Oh no.
Yes, I bought you something.
I don't know if
At
it's.
least I think about you.
I don't care if it's 100,000 or 10 million people. If you keep doing this to me,
What? It's nothing bad. I think I did pretty good.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
This reminds me of... Hang on.
Obviously, we've been doing this since this morning.
I was at the store and I saw something and
Oh,
I
God.
thought of you.
Okay.
I bought your shirt. Here.
I see the penis thing in there.
No. Here, it's a shirt. It's a shirt. Open it up. Open it up. Oh, he thought I was no. Just open it up. Just look. I. What's the matter?
So when you have not everyone
Show it
can
to the
see
camera.
Not everyone can see.
Okay. Oh, it looks like
this is what it looked like when I got it. Okay.
Oops.
Okay.
Oops.
All right. It is gigantically huge. This guy needs a beer. Yes.
Show it to the camera. Come on. I want them to see that I literally went and did something. I did something nice.
See, he did something nice.
That's all. I thought, yeah.
If you notice, though, Ty doesn't have a beer or a shirt.
No, Ty.
But he has his
I
own
bought Ty a
penis,
shirt and it says, "This guy needs a life."
That's it. That's exactly it.
I'm kidding, babe.
You're kidding.
Anyway, so yeah.
Did anything happen that's exciting with you last week? Nothing?
You know, you ask me this every week, and I lately.
Yeah, because that's kind of what the show is about.
Is it?
Yeah.
Actually, today's show is not about that.
Okay.
Yep. I went shopping. I just thought. If you don't
I-
like the shirt, I can take it back. Listen, you don't have to
I-
hurt my feelings.
I appreciate it.
I hope it's the right size.
I think
they said
they're
slim
fantastic.
fit. Okay.
Well,
Come on, you don't like that shirt?
We've lost the.
Do you not like that shirt?
Yeah, it's nice.
If you're not going to wear that shirt, I'll take it back because I could use the $2.25. Are you really? You don't like this shirt? I thought of you.
No, it's very nice. You need the money.
Are you
I'm just
telling me
trying to be helpful.
Well, I do, but you need the shirt, and I.
Well, you need.
And I figured this would help you out a little bit because somebody might buy you a beer.
Did you really not want? You were doing this intentionally.
No, I honestly didn't. I didn't. Let me see what it looks like. Here's little Jim. Okay, listen.
Wrong.
Listen. Okay.
That's a wrong one.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's put it right
Anyway.
there. Okay. So
Anyway.
thanks. Sorry. We just had to get this. I had to get it off my chest
Well, I will tell you something that's kind of cool, I guess.
in 3 minutes or less.
Or, Megan, my daughter,
Yes.
has been actually doing a lot better
Good.
since they started doing this school homeschooling.
Oh, you went through with that?
Well, no. Well, they already did with my ex-wife. As you guys know, everyone knows about our families, but mine ex-wife decided to put her into homeschooling, which I thought was ridiculous. The only time I've ever heard anything like that is like on Bonanza. I had no idea. But it's working a little bit, so.
Remind me on when we do another podcast, like you and me sitting down? Cause
I don't
want
know
to
if
talk
we'll
about
make
that.
another one.
No, I know we will, but I mean, if that's really happening, I want to talk about that because I got mixed emotions about that whole thing.
You're
The
talking
pros and
about
cons.
Oh, about that?
Yes.
Oh, but I can't
That's a
stand
whole
it.
show, right? That's a half
I think
a show.
it's terrible. You're not out in the wind. You're not out there making friends. You're not
Socializing.
You know, it's
dealing
just
with life.
to me, it's
Okay.
ridiculous.
See, we're gonna start making a show about it now. That's why.
What's that?
Well, then we're gonna start talking about it and then keep on. That's what I mean, because that's a
That's-
subject. That's a deep one right there. Because we've talked about it off air when you thought this was happening, and we said, well, let's just ride it out, and now you're living it. So.
True. Yeah, but at this point, if it's helping and it's going in that direction,
Yeah.
I still hate it. But
Well-
what's good about it though is now we've had a better situation where I call and we talk like we always used to and laugh a little bit and the whole thing. And so hopefully we'll move forward. I will still have to do the fight that
Do you
is the
think
fight.
it's the homeschooling that's enabling you to talk and all that, or it just kind of like the way
No,
it is?
it was getting better before that. After last
'cause
year.
What's the school got to do with you?
What?
What's the homeschooling got to do with you and her talking? You know what I mean?
Well, no, because it seems to be easier for her, so she's getting good grades supposedly, and so she can kind of it makes
So
her a
who's
little
teaching
easier.
her?
There's the same teacher that they had. It's weird how it's built. It's just,
See, this is a show. That way, I gotta stop asking you questions.
Well, you keep asking
I know
questions.
I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm sorry, people. Sorry, because okay. Look, I apologize, but we got somebody really special today that I want to get into because I think we got a lot of. We could ask her questions. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Today, I'm proud to say that we have an in-house guest, and she was kind enough to come and pay us a visit and spend a little time with us, and not knowing what she's walking into.
I think she knows now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So, say hello to Jessica. Jessica, thank
Hi.
you for
Hi,
being
Jessica.
here. Jessica, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you got a doctor. You're going for clinical psychologist.
Yes, yeah. I just got my master's in clinical psychology, and I have 2 years left until I get my doctorate in clinical psychology.
Okay,
That's
so,
great.
Yeah,
There
I
you
wasn't
go.
sure if I couldn't.
You must have had homeschooling.
I actually did.
Really?
Yeah, I was homeschooled for about a year when I was younger.
And what
Now,
was the reason for that?
The reason was for illness, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
You were sick?
I got pretty sick when I was little, and so my mom homeschooled me. And
So
it
you
worked
had
out.
homeschooling all the way through?
It was only about for a year and a half, and then I was reintegrated into a private school and then a public school.
That's
later on.
amazing.
Though. Here we're talking about
Yeah, yeah.
that. Dude.
I know.
Yeah.
Different reasons, but okay. You know,
Well,
I mean, I don't say it
maybe,
doesn't.
maybe that is something that can help.
We
kids
will,
that-
we will talk to her about that. Maybe that'll fall into your category because
Alrighty.
the beauty of it is that so okay. So, what are you currently doing now? I mean, who are you helping and how are you helping?
Currently, I work at the Child and Family Guidance Center in Northridge, and there I do individual family work. I run a group that helps with individuals that have experienced trauma between 10 and 13. I've done some couples work, so that's what I'm currently doing.
Divorce being part of.
Yes.
Is it a large part of the?
It's a good part. I know last year I did more divorce clientele. I worked actively with divorced parents last year at Casa Pacifica.
Gotcha. And your opinion of like to us, it seems like an overwhelming amount of like the whole world is divorced.
It's getting to a point. Statistics keep rising every year.
It's like it's no big deal now. My daughter goes to school, and it's like 2/3 are divorced, and it's like it's okay to be divorced, and we're more about we got divorced, but we're more about the children, the damage that gets done in between, because our kids, we love our kids, and I didn't want to see my daughter suffer from this stuff, but sometimes you don't have a choice.
100%.
And so, who comes and sees you? The whole family, or how do you?
Well, it depends. The whole family could be referred to me. The couple can be referred, even the divorced couple, to try to establish a communication line to help parent, aka co-parenting. And sometimes the child will be referred to me, and then I will have to help the child through that transition of the divorce and then into separate households, because usually that's obviously how divorce ends up.
So you get the kids, and then it's a total different approach with the kids
100%.
versus the parents. But basically, the kids are the repercussions of the actions that's coming down the pipe. In other words.
Yes. Yeah. Most of the problems that we see with children from divorce, it can be anywhere from behavioral problems to cognitive problems to academic problems to communication. There's just this lack of overall communication. So usually with children, we're trying to work with them to help communicate to their parents. But the problem with communication is, in a divorce situation, the parents aren't communicating. So then trying to establish that communication.
Sorry, hold on.
What a surprise!
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's a big problem. Yeah. Well, that's what causes the whole problem.
100%. Yep.
And
Sorry,
we were-
you're just, speaking of issues, what do you find are the worst?
The worst?
Yeah, I mean, in that whole thing, I mean, the hardest, like, to swallow, it's like, oh, my God.
I think the hardest to swallow is the disappointment that you see in the children, and then how to get them to express that in an appropriate manner. Obviously, divorce causes disappointment between the couple, but then the extraneous examples of the disappointment that the kids feel and then how they show it is usually in anger and aggression and screaming and yelling and breaking things. And how do we get them to not only calm down but be able to express themselves appropriately is probably the most aggravating and sad thing to see with our children.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, because as parents, you want your kids the best
Happy.
possible. Yeah, happy. And usually divorced couples, they're getting divorced because they think it's the best thing. You know, you don't want to live in a household that's filled with anger or arguing or misconceptions or disagreeing on parenting. And so get a divorce and then you still see all these behaviors come out.
Right.
So.
Wow, that's, what was your name again?
Ed.
Ed, yeah, Ed here.
Yeah.
No, his daughter.
Here we go. His daughter's perfect.
No, I didn't say
Well,
that.
not today. You didn't.
I didn't.
You know.
He may have been headed
Go
there.
ahead. No.
First of all, I never said that.
No, you're always kidding, but
You-
I mean,
you created it,
I did
right?
kid.
So
Look, you know
obviously
what?
it couldn't be
I've said it,
perfect.
and we've said it a million times. I dodged a bullet. For all the hell we went through, somehow managed to let this little girl be a lot more unaffected than most.
Wow.
And I'm I thank my lucky stars every second.
very
Don't get me wrong. Okay,
Yeah.
she's very different, and she's the biggest fear. Just like and he's having to live it, and I don't know what to do because I have skated and dodged a bullet, and I clearly admit it. I mean, I don't know what I would do in yours. Well, I do, but I don't. And
Yeah.
but that's the thing. So we got this ongoing thing because he comes to me with a problem. You remember when we did socks and shoes?
Yeah.
Okay, that's another vintage Jim and Peter show, which we will show. It's about this argument about his kid can't never find his shoes and put his socks on, and we were going to duct tape him to his feet and stuff like that. and with Anna, I gave my example. Now, again, I'm a little more structured in my mind because I am that guy. But even still, it's not life or death. But I don't know. She just does what I ask her to do, and so she's just a different person.
That's great.
It is,
Well,
but I don't know. I just got lucky.
She though does have 6 out of 7 days, so she's comfortable. I think. I think that's good, and then it's exciting to go see Dad.
No,
right? You don't
she's
think
not
so?
excited. She's just level. I mean, we were gone the whole summer, with her. I mean, she's since a baby, she's just a differently wired little girl, and whatever it is, I'll take it because it's not the norm. I promise you that. Most little kids have fits at dinner, and they did. And
Really? Never heard of that.
Yeah.
Don't tell
Okay.
me.
But I'm just saying that I clearly admit it. So we have this ongoing thing. I can't help it, but this is what I was given, and I'm very, very thankful for it
Yeah.
because believe me, the last thing I want to do or anybody wants to do is hurt their child because we've all lost our cool and screaming and yelling. I'll tell you what, okay, Mr. Ralph, I live with an elderly gentleman. 2 weeks in a row now, I have been going through hell with him over cooking food.
Yeah. Well, he's hurting.
He makes me crazy. I'm cooking a tri-tip. How are you going to cook that? And it's like, I love him to death, but he's an older man, and he's
He has his opinions.
yeah, and he grew up in a time period when food, and he ate cold food when he was a child in England, and so he
Wow.
never wants cold food, and I can give a shit. I mean,
Yeah.
I really can't. But my daughter doesn't care. She wants to pick it up with her fingers and be a kid once in a while. Eat. That's not like how a proper lady eats. And I go, Ralph, believe me, if she was in front of people, she, and
Yeah.
so I lost it. I lost it with him 2 weeks in a row because I wanted to take that He goes, how you going to cook? I'm going to cook it the way I cooked it the past 5 years. And if it comes out good, great. And if it doesn't, so be it. We're going to eat it anyway. And I almost wanted to chuck that thing out onto the street. I was so pissed off with him. I was shaking.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I've been saving it. But I took my daughter, and
Yeah.
I took dinner. I shoved it in the kitchen. And I took my daughter at 9:30 at night because it was a late day for us, later than I like to. And we went to Carl's Jr. and sat in the car and ate a burger. And I got to tell you, I apologized to my daughter for going off. I went off. I wanted to tell him to go F himself. Because it's like the one day I get to myself because I work a lot.
Yeah.
I just wanted a little time to that was my fun, cooking this little meal.
Yeah.
And for my daughter.
Yeah.
And she's not particular. And then last week, same thing. I'm cooking. I went and bought these beautiful ribeye steaks. Did you put oil on that steak? I said, I put some olive oil on it. I just lost it again. I go, if you don't want it, I'm sorry, but that's it. But I went off in front of my daughter, and so I'm apologizing, but she's losing her respect for him too.
Were you cussing when you did that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I did. I lost it. And she's getting older.
Yeah.
Look, her sisters. She says it's okay, Dad. I hear it. I go, it's not okay. But I'm angry because we just want to eat and we want some peace and we don't have our own life, and it's kind of a happy medium balance because this is the way it is.
Of course.
But that's about the worst it gets. But I went off and I go, I just want to kick back and not have to answer to somebody. I'm a grown friggin' man, but in a way I'm still having to balance life, and give and take. So I went off, and I don't usually do that, but so I swore and I went off on her. But again, it wasn't about her. But and at the same time, I'm going, listen, he's an old man and he loves you very much. That's just the way he is, and he does. So it's it.
Seems like you explain things pretty well to your daughter.
I do because I have to.
Yeah.
I don't have any communication with her mother. We
Yeah.
still don't talk. It's 6-7 years down the road.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, but her mother loves her very much, and I do. So and she's been okay. But that's just my example. Again, half these kids or 3/4 of these kids don't get off as well as she did. She's doing well
Yeah.
right now. Not to say when she gets older, who knows? Because everybody's like, oh, wait till they get 12. I get it.
Yeah.
I got to cross that bridge when I come to it. Right now, I'm
Makes
just trying to be what I can be.
Yeah.
So that was my story. I give up. Next.
But that just puts more weight on your shoulders when you know that you're in a war with a woman that you loved and that you wanted to be with until
Yeah, and that's all
time,
over.
and to have wonderful children, which we did.
Yes.
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 And try to be decent at least at it. It's hard. It's almost impossible. That's why we were talking earlier about, well, why don't we just go in and do this? My son is 11, and he stays at my house most of the time.
Okay.
And basically, great kid, just smart as can be. He's very sharp, but out of nowhere, anger comes like an explosion. I mean, like an explosion.
Yeah.
First we start with this.
The physical
and
symptoms.
And then you just want to grab and hold him. It's like, I think, is he going to die? I don't want him to die,
Yeah.
Then comes running around, bang, bang, to the walls, and then throwing things,
Yep.
busting things.
Sound familiar?
Yep.
Really?
100%.
Is it like,
It's very common, I guess.
It is very common.
what do you think is harder? Separation when the kids are teenagers and they're that much more older, or younger? What have you seen?
The hardest part is really the parents. See, I would say separation as a teenager, but then at the same time, you can explain to a teenager and they have the cognitive ability, but it also depends if they were raised in a situation where the parents argued all the time. It really comes down to the parents. If the parents separate cordially, and they
How
were
often is that?
very, very few, very, very few. You don't see many cordial separations. But still, there's parents that have a way of explaining, and they have, their son or daughter may have more I don't want to say intelligence, but they have more understanding. They have empathetic intelligence. Like you'll see that there's different types of intelligence that kids pick up. That's the beauty of children. When we raise them, you get to see the different types.
Sometimes
I bet
not.
you your son is super intelligent in some area, which is why that's all
Yes.
that pent up anger. That's why he's shaking. He's not able to get that energy out. He's not able to express himself.
That's
why it comes out in curse words and aggression towards you, because you're the
Because
easiest.
he's heard them from me.
Exactly. And you're also the easiest target. You're the one there. So he's going to take it out on you. So, yeah. You know, I have
Wow.
to say, if
No one's ever told me.
That'll be $150.
Fine.
Yeah, at least you're getting something you can learn, right? I mean, something you can live with.
Yeah. But to be honest, it depends on the parents. I have to say, usually the easiest separation is usually when they're older, so you can explain.
Really?
So,
See, because I would have thought that they're just that much more grown up, and they're just like, this is so screwed up. You are ruining, like, I'm right in the middle of starting to get a life together, you know, my social teenagers, like, you know, and now you guys are just wrecking my world.
Yeah, see, and that's the battle. I don't know if there isn't easier, because I meet kids sometimes where they remember the separation when they were younger, and then they had to go back and forth between the parents' house, and it was a 50-50. So halfway
That's what
through
we did.
half the week, they're like at mom and dad's, and the constant switching is so relentless. It's so exhausting
Really?
for them.
I never even thought of
See,
that
I'm not
either.
experiencing that, but most people, yeah. And
Yeah.
but
I thought we were doing the smartest thing, because when we had our divorce, we made a schedule where my 1 week I'd have my daughter.
Yeah.
Next week I'd have my son. They'd flip-flop.
Okay.
And then on the third day I'd have both of them.
Okay.
And then on the fourth day I'd
Week.
I'm sorry.
Week.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we thought that was great. You know, it's that, and actually my son keeps saying he wants to go back to where he can see his sister and he can see his mom. His mom.
will you?
What?
Will you?
Will I what?
Let him go do that. If he wants to go do that, you should let him.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, but she doesn't want
Oh,
that.
see, that's messed up.
She doesn't want.
That's messed up.
You know.
She doesn't want to. Take
Yeah.
one
Well,
child and he takes another.
it's a long story.
I know.
This is
Yeah.
my ex-wife has the third guy in the house. So.
Listen to the show. Start from the beginning.
Don't
I gotta
listen to
go
the
through
show.
the whole
Yeah,
entire
go through
show
the
with you
entire
guys.
volumes 3, 4, and
And then
5.
I'll come back,
Yes.
and then
Yeah,
you
go-
know
and then
help
go,
you.
Yeah.
You know, we've been trying to find the right person. I've got the other side with my daughter because there was a period where I was really having a hard time. You know, usually I could get a great job. I'm in the film business and no problem
Yeah.
at all. And I was making great money. I didn't care about that. I just wanted to have enough money to pay the bills and things like that. And like Peter said, same thing. You know, we were pretty successful in the entertainment situation. So, but we decided when the divorce happened for us, we didn't know what to do. So for a long period of time, we'll take money out. We'll take more money out. We'll take more money out.
It's not we didn't know what to do. We chose to, when you get 50-50,
We chose to.
it's time consuming. You have
Yeah.
the kids,
Yeah.
and you have to be able to work around that schedule because you have the kids,
Yeah.
which we talk about a lot of struggling. That's why we're about the single parenting. It's a bitch.
Yeah, that's the
You drop
thing.
him off to school. He's got 2 now. One's going at one school and one's going to the other.
gosh.
They get off an hour apart. You got to go to
Every
work
day, every night.
You got to pick them up.
Well, and that's the hard part is as a couple, you have 2 people. You have 2 hands on deck constantly.
Right.
You have
Right.
2 minds.
Right.
You have 2 timetables.
Lighten the load.
Exactly. When you get to divorce and then it's a one parent,
Yeah.
you're now a single parent. Single
know.
parent's hard.
Yeah,
you know?
and regardless
So
of...
are you? I'm sorry. So you're saying that it would be a better situation if, like, my daughter wants to live with her mom and, like, Jake wants to live with me?
I don't know if it would be a better situation because I'm all about making sure that your kids are able to see both parents
Yeah.
because you want your son to be exposed to being around a woman, a mother, and
Balance.
exactly, and you want your daughter to be exposed to a man because where do we learn how to treat ourselves is from our parents and how to be treated is from our parents. So you kind of need that both. But at the same time is I do meet a lot of kids that they will start, Sunday through Wednesday they're with mom and then, Wednesday through Saturday they're with dad and then the timetables are off. It's like you have to have a schedule so set, the co-parenting so set that, okay, this is when my son gets off, this is when he gets picked up, and really it's not switching too much. And it's also the same of food on, regulating things. Usually there's always a parent that's a little bit more lighter, easier going, allows more, and that can off balance a kid because they're like, oh, well, at mom's I can do this, but at dad's I can't, and vice versa.
Yeah, no question about that.
And it's the same also
And
with
I've done
communication.
that. I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we started, we always talked about it. I wanted them to be happy. That was the main thing. So if they wanted, this big bag of candy, I get them two. And that's how I wanted it. I wanted them to be happy, so at least which is kind of ridiculous for an adult, but I really did. I just wanted him to be as happy as he possibly could be, but you can't buy your way through. And for a while, we were going pretty darn well. Everything that you say is exactly on the dot, everything. And what happened more than anything, though, was that I found that my ex-wife kind of really wanted to take my daughter away. And by doing so, crazy stuff started happening. My daughter, one time when I was picking her up at school, got in the car and thought that I was going to kill her.
Oh.
Thought I was going to kill her. All these kinds of things. And now when I talk to her about it, she'll say, "I never said that."
How the hell do you get that the person you were married to, and they're manipulating this whole thing? And what is like parent alienization? This is what's happening to you.
Well, it's happening to a lot of folks.
Yeah, I mean, well, we're talking. You're giving you, and it's she's got her daughter.
I thought we were supposed to be funny today.
Well, we could be.
Sorry, guys. On a different note.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys.
You don't want to laugh, do you?
I don't want ever to go back.
Where's the tissues? We need
well,
tissues.
yeah. This is a big deal. I mean, this is why we do the show, and the show continually evolves. And some days we just talk about a bunch of nonsense, and some days we don't.
It's both.
And the thing is, if you're giving us good information that's viable and useful to somebody, we're going to use it. I mean, it's otherwise. If I found that okay, we're getting nowhere, we just banter. But you're doing really well, and obviously you're hitting a core with him. What's your name?
I don't know what the hell that
this
meant,
guy,
but yeah.
This guy needs a beer, and so so be it. So it's because again, I promise you, whoever's watching this thing, there's a gazillion of them going, "That's me." That's me, because there's a lot of me's out there, and that's why we did this whole thing. We realized there's so many people that are so messed up. I got people that are going, I can so relate. We can so relate to what you're saying. Now, some of the stuff, you guys are idiots, but but for the majority, it's not bad. What's your success rate on? I mean, talking. How often do you feel like when you're working with somebody that you've actually gotten somewhere to where they're moving forward?
Well, I'm new to the field.
Yes, I understand,
like
but I mean,
years.
you've had.
I didn't think so.
You've had to. You've
All
had,
right, forget it.
You've
then.
had to sit in and watch that stuff too, as well, right? And participate with professors or doctor, whatever. I mean, you find that there's hope.
I do find that there's hope. The thing is hope is very hard to judge, especially in your complicated situation. Kids learn what they observe. And the lack of communication, the sense of betrayal, the list making, the coalition, the dyads that are forming.
All the trash talk.
All of it, yeah. It's not helping anyone. It's not helping her. It's not helping you. It's not helping your ex-wife.
Well, she feels comfortable now at that house.
You don't know. You can imagine all the shit that your ex says around her to make her like that.
Well, and that's the thing. The list. Yeah, if there's a list, I mean, it's not just the amount she's saying. She's making sure that she remembers. I mean, you don't want kids to remember that. I mean, yeah.
Oh, that's why she's making the list, to make sure that she remembers it? Because
that's the only way to get kids to remember is we make lists. We make lists about when to wake up, what homework, what they're doing on the weekend. Is we make lists for them so that they can remember. And when there's lists, it's something to do with memory. And it's usually not for the adults unless you have a poor memory, which some adults do.
What?
You're looking at him.
Oh, sorry.
No, he thought he had Alzheimer's for a while.
okay.
Somebody put that in his head and he started questioning himself.
Well, when you're going through this kind of stuff, you think maybe it could
Stress.
be, you know.
Stress affects memory.
I know.
Well, in fact, we did a show on stress too, how it changes you.
Why wasn't I here?
Yeah, well, you might be back.
I hope so, because
you've been a plethora of information.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank you for Jim's therapy session.
Completely free.
Yes.
I'm always here for you.
Right. But what you said will be helping thousands of people that are very similar to the problem that I have. Sometimes you should see some of the people that have sent letters to us and absolute craziness and anger and just, want to kill you,
Yeah, there's a lot of anger with this situation.
It's a lot of damage.
A lot.
Is there
I'm
anything
damaged.
before we go that you feel is important for people to know of this situations? I mean, just something that, it's like if anything you could leave a tip or a piece of worth,
I think the biggest tip for parents is to get on the same page and to remind themselves that they had children and the children are the number one responsibility to both parents. No matter how much hate you have for each other, no how much miscommunication, no matter even if one of you cheated on each other. It does not matter the reason. Your responsibility when you had kids was a parent. Your marriage came second after you had kids.
But what if she hates me now and I haven't really done anything, but it's been injected over and over, and
well, then my second recommendation would be therapy. Would be family therapy, because you can
she won't go. I've tried many times.
Then child therapy to help at least get your kids on the same track. Even if
she won't. I don't think she'll go.
Well,
I'll have to take her to court.
That may be your option. You'll have to see. But again, for parents, try to get on the same page. For kids, help your kids get help to be able to express, because you don't want those behavioral problems to exponentially grow, because once they become teenagers and adults, it can just get worse and worse and worse. So
that's lifting.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
you know
guys.
what? No, it's better be told. I
Yes.
mean, this is the one thing about this show is we really don't sugarcoat a lot of stuff, and I don't believe in being positive and all that, but this isn't really a very positive thing, but it is, because we're talking about stuff that nobody wants to talk about, or at least I don't see it anywhere, besides spending privately with some buddy, and this is for the masses. We don't we need this. I needed this. We all agreed that had we not had this show, I would have been listening to this. Just people searching for stuff.
Yeah.
So it's guys like you, not guys like you, but people like you that come in.
I'm pretty sure she's not
to,
a guy.
Yeah, right. No, there's no doubt about
I mean.
Definitely not. But the thing is, you came in, you gave your time, you put in your worth to people that, there's a lot of people who have nobody to lean on. No family. If they do have friends or family, sometimes family gets sick of hearing you because you're crying so much, and again, you start drinking and you're doing this, and
It
we
leads
just.
to so many other
I
problems.
get it, and I never was that guy, but it's changed me, and I'm trying to get rid of that, but it's hard because it's a button that I never knew I had.
It's life changing.
Yeah, you got that right.
It's another developmental milestone that no one realizes.
She's all calm when she talks. You notice she's all calm, and it's like I say, do you ever freak out?
Very rarely.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a pretty calm individual.
You've heard it here first, folks.
We're
Okay.
We're very easy
so are
folks,
we.
too.
Yeah, I could totally.
Shut
tell.
up,
Jessica?
Yes.
Jessica?
I don't have a drinking
Jessica.
problem, except when I can't get a drink. That's
Right.
the only
There
time.
we
Well,
go.
you got your new shirt, so that should help you out tremendously.
At least we know.
Right? I want to thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts
Of
for
course.
making the trek out here to put in the time to just put in your piece of advice. That was very
Very helpful.
I would think, if anything, you helped one.
Hey,
But
if I
I'm
can help
willing to
one,
bet
I'm
we're going to get a lot of calls on you. Love to have you back sometime.
Of course.
This was actually a great, wasn't expected to be, but I'm very, very thankful.
Of course.
I think we did good.
Awesome.
Well, I'm glad you did good.
Thanks for having
you do,
me.
You do fantastic.
On behalf of the Jim and Peter Show, we thank you, Jessica, for showing up. We
Thank
you
you.
people for watching. Share, Facebook, YouTube. What else we got going on? iTunes, the Twitter, the
And
Instagram.
for those of you who haven't seen, he's taking his finger and
I'm
pointing
the pointer.
like this.
That's
He's
right.
Just pointing.
Very
it's-
assertive.
I'm directional. Yes.
Exactly.
In a nice way. But anyway, thank you. We look forward to seeing you guys. Write to us. Let us know what you think, because we do read your stuff and try to answer it. And we love you guys. Peace out.
I think we're awesome.
Jim thinks we're awesome, so
Yeah,
see you later.
There you go.
Peter G. Show.